everybody, welcome back to the channel. So this week I've got a couple pins that we're going to turn, and this will be an interesting one for me. When I started doing these videos, the whole point of it was so that my family members around the globe could just see what I was up to and kind of follow along with this. So this one's going to be kind of fun because this one, my grandsons, Titus and Levi, they live on the other side of the country from me. They specifically asked me if I could turn them a pen. So on the table before me, you see a couple of pen kits laid out. These are Slimline pen kits, for those of you that are interested. These will be Slimline pen kits. This will be the first time I've ever turned a Slimline, so that'll be interesting. So here's how this one developed. Like I said, they asked me for a pen, and I certainly wanted to make them a pen. Well, my in-laws came back from a trip to California where they saw the rest of the family down there, and the rest of the family down there sent some more of Grandpa's stuff back with them to give to me. So next to the pen kits, you see these two organizers. These came back from California and were handed off to me, and this was some more of Grandpa's pen turning stuff. As you can see, he did a lot of pens. He had these two organizers, and I've actually got one more larger organizer that has a different style of pen kit in it. And these are all of his Slimline parts. These are parts for Slimline pencil kits and Slimline pen kits. And no, it was not this organized. I had to kind of figure out what was what and get them all organized and sorted out by part. And then the other fun part of that was, like I said, I've never turned a Slimline pen kit. I've never even seen one. So I didn't really know what all these parts were. I had all these parts, but I didn't really know what they were. So I've done a lot of internet research. I've done a lot of chatting back and forth with my good friend Double D over at Tournage du Bois. I'll put a link to his channel down below. Daniel's been a huge help trying to get this all sorted out in my mind as to what is what and which part goes where and how this whole thing goes together. So this is going to be an adventure for me, trying to get these two pen kits together. So we're all going to take this adventure together. So first thing I'm going to do is take these pen blanks over to the bandsaw, cut them in half, then we'll get over to the lathe, drill a hole in them, and get the barrels put in them, the tubes put in them, and start making pens out of these. So let's get to work, guys. Okay, now we've got to glue the tubes in these. Star bond once again. So let's get these glued up, and then we can get back over to the lathe. Okay, we'll give that a second to dry, then we'll get over to the lathe. Okay, new day, new shirt. I had to walk away for a little bit there. You guys saw the blank broke out on me there. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I'll hold that up there and you guys can see it just chipped right out on the end there. And I'm not sure, you know, I'm still pretty new to wood turning in general. These acrylic blanks are very brittle. I've worked with a few of these before and I've always had problems with it, and I've actually broke a couple. If you guys remember back to the water YouTube cross-channel challenge deal, I was making those raindrops and I had the same problem with them there. These acrylic blanks are just very brittle and very difficult. I was struggling with it at first with the traditional tools, so I actually purchased some carbide tip tools. This is just a cheaper tool that you can get on Amazon. So they're not the greatest thing ever, but it's a good entry point into carbide tip tools. It came with the handle and 3 bars, one with the round rougher, one with a square tip on it, and one with a diamond point detailer. And first impressions are, like I said, they're not bad. They're not the greatest thing that you can buy out there, but they were affordable, and it's a good entry point into carbide tip tools. I assume that you can probably get better carbide tip tools than tips than what this came with. So just replacing the tip will probably improve the usability of this tool quite a bit. I do like the handle. It feels very good. And the bar seems good and stable. I haven't had problems with vibration. This is also probably way overkill for a pen blank of this size. But like I said, it's a good entry point to carbide tip tools, and I wanted something that I could use for not just pen turning, but for, you know, hybrid bowl blanks as well, or something like that if I get into that in the future. I didn't want to buy something that would be limited to just pens. So I came back at it with the carbide, and it was going well. I switched over to the square shaper just to kind of make sure I was getting this flat. And I may be, like I said, I'm still new to wood turning altogether. I'm definitely new to, it's not, I can't really call it resin because it's not. It's acrylic, which is totally different than resin. The resin is much easier to work with. It's softer. Like I said, this stuff's really brittle, which the resin doesn't have that problem, but the carbides do, or pardon me, the acrylic blanks do. So I'm also new to the carbide tip tools. These are also not negative rake, which will make a difference as well. So I'm just kind of throwing a lot of new things at me here. This is also the first time I've ever turned a Slimline, and what I can tell you is Slimlines are really slim. So I'm struggling with that as well. This is all really new to me, so I just had to walk away for a day and come back. And then what I've got now is I've chucked up the blue one on my mandrel. I also want to point out this is the Rockler adjustable pen mandrel, and I really like it. You can adjust the length of it. The problem that I've had, and this is a problem that I hear other pen turners have as well, is when you get this mandrel really long, the center of it wants to flex when you're trying to turn, you know, this end of this one or the inside end of the other blank. So having both blanks on there with it really extended long, you get flex in the middle, which causes problems as well. I don't think that was my issue with that one breaking because it broke here, which is well supported. But anyway, regardless, I've decided to go back to just one, shorten the mandrel up, and try to take some of the flex out of it. The other thing that I noticed is with it out that far, my Slimline bushings are kind of wide, and with all 3 of them on there and 2 blanks, the amount left of the steel shaft inside the collet was maybe about that long. And I don't know that it was supported enough. I just didn't like the way it looked. So I've shortened this up and I've gone to just 1 blank. We're going to try to turn the blue pen in the hopes that I don't break it. So let's get to work. All right, there we go. There's the blue one. So this one came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. I think it looks pretty good. Just sanded it up with the micro meshes to 12,000 grit using the wet micro meshes, and I think it comes out really good. It doesn't really need a finish on it. You know, these acrylic blanks, they are what they are. You just polish them up real good, and they look great. So I'm pretty happy with this. Now we got to get another blank for the red one, and then I'll get back to that one. Unfortunately, I got to take a little break on this project. For you guys, you won't even notice it, but I got to wait until next weekend, and then I can buy that red blank. I gotta wait for payday, even for a $4 blank. So that would be a good time for me to mention. We have a Patreon if you guys would like to help support this channel and keep me buying blanks to replace the things that I screw up. Check that link in the video description below. You could become a patron of this page for as little as $1 a month and help me replace things that I screw up. So otherwise, I'll be back in a little bit as soon as I go get another blank this weekend. So hang tight. Okay guys, we're back to 2 fresh blanks. We're going to try this again. Now, I went to the store, got a brand new blank, cut it over on the bandsaw, went over to the lathe, drilled the hole in it, and I have glued the tubes in there. This time, when I drilled the holes on the lathe, I came in from one side about halfway, flipped it around, and came in from the other side. I trust that my lathe is lined up, so it worked out well. No broken ends. I like that. We're looking good there. All 4 ends are looking good. Then I glued the tubes in. We're going with the Gorilla Glue this time because ultimately it is more of an epoxy instead of CA glue. So we went with the Gorilla Glue. The hole is good and tight. I had to use a clamp to press the tube down in there all the way, so I know it's good and snug. We'll give this Gorilla Glue some time to dry, and then we'll get to turning this new blank and see if we can't keep from screwing these up again. So hang tight. We'll be back at it real quick. Alright guys, there we have it. 2 finished Slimline pens. Red one and a blue one for my grandsons. I'll let them pick which color is whose, and I'm sure they'll sort it out just fine. Hopefully, Levi, Titus, I hope you guys enjoyed these pens. I think the red one came out really good with the gold trim on it. It looks really good with all the gold hardware, and then the blue one with the chrome hardware equally well. I think they turned out really nice. So I'll get some slow rollers up at the end of these so you can see them up close. But yeah, pretty happy with these. Finally made it through that red pen without screwing it up, so that's a good thing. I'm still learning on these, but we'll get there. It's getting better every time, right? That's the goal. Get better every day. So if you guys are new here, consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell so you know when the next video is coming. If you guys like these pens I made for my grandsons, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. We'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks a lot.